Welcome! What is going on, Jet fans? The New York Jets, according to multiple reports and our guy Adam Schefter, is signing a one-year deal worth up to $15 million with the New York Jets. The man of the hour did it. NYJ Matt, the GOAT of New York Jets Twitter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I got to scroll back. I'm going to put up the tweet. So in case you didn't see, NYJ Matt sent a Taylor egg, ham, and cheese to the New York Jets facility. Some call it pork roll. I'm from Long Island. I don't give a shit what you call it. But he ordered a breakfast sandwich last night on DoorDash, had it delivered today between 8:02 and 8:14 a.m. And I want to believe that it was NYJ Matt and the Taylor egg and cheese that got this thing over the hump, because Mike Williams had multiple other visits scheduled. He was supposed to go to the Carolina Panthers. He was supposed to visit there in Carolina. He was supposed to visit with the Pittsburgh Steelers later in the week. But instead, now Mike Williams is a New York Jet. I am pumped up. I am excited about it. Guys, if you are popping in here, please make sure to like the stream. Make sure to comment as well. Share with the friends. Super chats jump up in front. But we are pumped up about this signing. So let's pull up the numbers from last year. Mike Williams, scroll it down, played in 3 games. He's coming off an injury, 249 yards. There clearly is some risk involved there. On only the 3 games coming off the ACL, 895 yards and 4 touchdowns the year prior. He's been over 1,000 yards twice in his career. Has been a number 2 with Keenan Allen for a majority of his career. So that's not a role that he's unfamiliar with. And again, I get it. There is obviously lots and lots of, potential red flags with this one, but if it hits, it hits. And this doesn't stop you from going out and potentially adding more in the NFL draft. You could go at pick number 10 and you could add something, a weapon, whether it's Odunze or Brock Bowers, or you move back, or there's so many options available now for the New York Jets. So I am really excited about it. I'm sure NYJ Matt's having the time of his life. Let's see. Here we go. His most recent tweet says, "It was a team effort. Jets Twitter wins together and loses together. That post does nothing without Jets Twitter resharing it. What a day. The Jets are going to be so goddamn good." Yeah, things you just absolutely love to see. I love that. Good stuff. Let's check in with the chat. We got 500 people in here. Want to say hello to everyone. We got people saying Taylor Ham, Tyrod Taylor Ham. JD is killing the free agency. Love that. He blew off the other visits. The culture has changed. It's nothing about the culture. It's about the quarterback, baby. That's why you think Tyron Smith wants to go sign somewhere else, or Mike Williams. He's going to get a better situation than Aaron Rodgers throwing the football with Bryce Young or Russell Wilson. I don't think so. We'll drop the call and link. I'm sure Doug is in here wanting to get in on it, on the fun. You guys can call in as well. Just drop the link in the chat. I'll pin it up top. We'll get our reactions. We'll react to all the comments. We'll hang out for a little bit. Look at this, Jets fans. Newest wide receiver, Mike Williams, a New York Jet. Got a bunch of people popped in. First one, I knew it. Doug was first. Doug, did you have the post notifications on for that to go through? What's going on, buddy?
I was right, and I need to call in the chat. I had to be the first one to call it. So
naturally. So go ahead.
Here's my things. 1, injuries are concerned, yes, but I think they're an overblown concern. Like, I know he's coming off of the ACL, but a lot of people are acting like he's played 10 games every year. He hit 2 years ago, he did play 16 games. So again, injuries are a concern, but I do think it's been overblown how much of a concern they are.
That's totally fair. Yeah. I mean, if you pull it up at 13, 16, 15, 15, 16, he plays a lot more than I think some people give him credit for, but the last last year in particular was the one that is going to really jump out to.
Yeah, and like that's an ACL, like that happens to players. That's just football. It happens. It's like I don't know. I don't know if that's good. Oh, he has a bad ACL. He's going to re-injure it again. Like that's my line of thinking. Two, he's going to make some of the most ridiculous catches we'll ever see. He's like see some of the most highlight reel catches. He's the exact opposite of Garrett Wilson, like a big body, tall
Yep.
guy. Perfect compliment to Garrett Wilson. Third, if they don't post a picture with Mike Williams with the sandwich, was it even worth it?
They fumbled. The Jets Twitter would have absolutely fumbled the bag if they do not post a picture with the sandwich. He doesn't have to sit there and eat the sandwich if he doesn't want to, but you got to have him holding up the sandwich at some point. No.
Also, you see it how much Jerry Judy's getting paid now, and you're like, oh my god, I'd much rather have Mike Williams at what probably going to be incentive lated up to 15 than what they're paying Jerry Judy in Cleveland.
Correct. Yeah, no doubt. And that's what it's up to 15 million. So that doesn't necessarily mean that's what it's going to be against the cap. We'll see, obviously.
If I were to guess, I think it's gonna be like 7.5, 8 with a bunch of incentives, kind of like the Tyron Smith deal. And now you have Jadeveon Clowney coming in tomorrow, who I don't think they're gonna let him leave the building without a deal either.
No, that signing would make too much sense, especially he's such a good run defender on early downs. I think would pair nicely with John Franklin Myers and JJ.
And then I had the tinfoil hat theory yesterday before the Mike Williams signing on Jake Asman's show. And then Daniel Jeremiah brought my tinfoil hat in his mock draft with trading up to go get Marvin Harrison Jr. Because I think the Vikings are going to trade up to 4 to get JJ McCarthy.
I agree.
And that leaves the Titans, and then that screws the Giants. So my thinking, I thought we were going to trade up with 6 with the Giants because at that point, I don't think the Giants want to take Penix or whoever they rate as the next best quarterback at 6.
I'm with you, Doug.
So you trade up to 5 or 6, and then you take Marvin Harrison Jr. or Malik Neighbors, whichever one you prefer. Now you don't have to do that because you have Mike Williams. Can you still do that? Sure. You have to.
They got options in the draft. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time, Doug.
Anyone who is like shitting on JD, you can't really do it anymore. What has he done? What hasn't he done if you asked him for this offseason?
Absolutely. No, you're right. He's filled a ton of needs. Doug, I appreciate it. Got some other calls, got some super chats to get to. Appreciate you hopping in here with us. Mm-hmm. All right, good stuff from our guy Doug. We'll do a couple super chats, then get back into the phone lines. Blitzcrew's hanging out with us. He goes, even if Mike Williams is not at 100%, he is upgrading our cores for every game he does play. Totally true. Excited for the draft and see how our 53 looks in the end. Yeah, that's going to be really, I think, my most favorite thing for right now is the options that they have in the draft. Could they go offensive line, receiver, Brock Bowers, trade down? Yes. And you can make a strong case for each one of those. Like signing Tyron Smith to a 1-year deal doesn't stop them from going offensive line if they don't want to. Signing Mike Williams doesn't stop you from going wide receiver if you don't want to on a 1-year deal. So the Jets do have some options. Mike D's Nuts says, what a crazy offseason so far. Holy shit. Yeah, it's lived up to the billing. I wish it was like this every single day in Jets land. The excitement that's coming around right now about the fan base is really awesome. So that's really exciting to see. I'm pumped about it. Ryan wants to see get OBJ something from the Poop Deli and have him sign a cheap contract to be a wide receiver 3 or 4. That's a TikTok thing if you don't know. Poop bagel, you scoop it out with the side of poop. It's funny if you know. Tyler M3M3 says, love the stream and videos each day, Matt. As newer Jets fans, I felt welcomed and pumped up by the community. Absolutely, as you should, by the way, my friend. The Jets community is a welcoming one, and it's absolutely something that all fans are welcoming. You know, this is a spot where everyone could come together, commiserate together, suffer together in a way. All good stuff. And then Brian Bogan finally comes back and says, all hail the breakfast sandwich. NYJ Matt did it. He got it to come through. All right, let's get back into the calls. Joey is up next. Let's pop him in here. Joey, what's going on? How are you?
Yo, what's up, Matt? Big fan. Thank you.
Absolutely. What's your take so far?
I think this was a good signing. Obviously, you know, the Taylor ham, egg, and cheese worked. Big happy about that. Shout out to NYJ Matt. But I think I like the deal. I think we did. It's up to worth up to 15 million, which I'm not mad. I'm not super happy about it though, because I feel like with Big Joey D's power, I feel like we could have gotten it for less. But I'm glad that we got him. We must guarantee that getting a solid wide receiver too. And I think draft position wise, I still think we go offensive tackle. I
Yeah,
think we still need, as much as I like love Bowers and he's a generational talent, I don't think we can. We already have Rucker and Conklin. I think we just got to play it safe in case Tyron Smith, he's injury prone. I think we should get, either trade back to get the Washington tackle. I forget his name. Um, or
Fontenot.
at 10, get, Fuaga or Fashanu, whoever. So I think, that, and people were worrying about his injury concerns. I think, he's still played so many games in the past seasons, although he only played 3 this year with the ACL. I'm not saying he's Brees, but I think he's a professional athlete, so I think he can come recover from that. He's still on the younger side, so I think he's going to come back and have a great season with the Jets. That's what I got.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
agree with you on that one. I think it's um, I'm willing to take that risk on it. I think that's something that they absolutely should have done. They did it. It's up to 15 million, so it's not even a guarantee that that's what his cap is going to be. So we'll see. We'll see what it ends up being. Our guy Bobby is up next. Bobby,
Hi,
what's going
man.
on?
How you doing? These young kids nowadays are awesome. I
Yeah,
just talked to that
agree.
Connor guy.
He's the best.
He's awesome. He has his own show, and then this young kid. Who was that kid's name?
Joey.
Joey. Oh my god! I don't remember me at 12 years old like this. I knew about football, but not all these stats. But I'm happy for your Jets.
Thank you.
Mike Williams, right?
That's right.
Then you got your tackle, right? That you wanted,
Number
Smith.
12.
And then you want one more wide receiver, don't you? Do you think you get it? Can you get him?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what they want to do in the draft. They could either, take someone in the first round. Maybe they want to still add another body in here on the veteran market. They have
Yeah, I was
options
thinking
now.
about Boyd. Can you pick a Boyd, do you think?
I like Tyler Boyd. I
Yeah,
think
me too.
he's a slot guy, so he would fit in well. Because obviously Williams is more of an outside guy. Garrett Wilson could play both. Boyd, I
Yeah.
think, is going to want to end up going back to Pittsburgh. That's where he's from originally. So there's some
Oh, I
links
see.
there. Yeah.
Is there any other wide receivers for you on free agency you like?
Honestly, Williams and Boyd were the two names that I was keeping an eye on. At this point, it's getting a little bit on the thinner side. So I
What
think
about T. Higgins? You like him?
I do. I just don't know what they would be looking for in a trade. You're gonna have to give up.
Oh, I got you. All right, but I'm happy for your Jets. I'm a
Thank you,
Giant fan,
Bobby.
you know that.
We
I don't
still
like
love you, Bobby.
I still love you too, guys. You're awesome. Talk to
I
you
love
soon.
it. Thank you, Bobby. All right, let's keep the train rolling. Ed's been waiting for a while. We'll pop him in. Ed, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing good. What do you think of the signing?
Hey, man, I'm happy. I'm happy. At this point, I feel confident about our position at this right now at number 10. Possibly, I think it opens up the door to trading back in the draft. I saw a lot of things that were saying like, oh, be aggressive, trade up in the draft, but I think we're in the power seat now. I think right now the Jets, number 10, you got the position of possibly get Bowers.
Sure.
You can take the tackle from, what was it, Oregon State?
Yeah,
You
Talisa Quagga.
Yeah, you could take him. You can. I feel like we can do a lot. There's the Penn State guy as well. If I haven't heard much being talked about him, so I feel like you could possibly even trade back to the 15-ish and still end up with a guy like that. So I think we're in a good spot. And if you trade back, possibly get back that second round pick and get a receiver there as well. So I think with the Mike Williams trade or with the pickup, I think the Jets are in the good spot now.
I totally agree with you. I love the trade back idea, by the way, that you brought up. I think that's slowly becoming one of my favorite options. You get, a second round pick in the process, and then you could take a swing at both offensive line and, a weapon as well. I think that might be my favorite option.
There's no pressure. So I feel like now the Jets are finally, after what we thought last season was going to be the great season, now we're in a good position for not just our present, but to set up a future for the Jets. So I think trade back, maybe end up picking up a number 2 and the second round pick, and end up getting a receiver there. And I think the Jets are set up.
I love it. Thanks for checking in with us, Ed.
Hey, look, I'll be calling a lot more often now.
I appreciate it. Thank you to Ed. We're gonna go to Jiggy the Jet Man calling in from his car. What's going on? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good. What do you think of the Williams signing?
I love it, man. I was waiting for the Jets to get another receiver. It was about time, you know?
Absolutely. They definitely needed some help behind Garrett Wilson. They got that with Mike Williams. And heck, who knows? You could even add more if you wanted to in free agency or the draft. They have options.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, draft-wise, me thinking, I know Brandon Aiyuk has kind of been out of the question, but I was kind of thinking either, you know, draft or trade picks with the 49ers, get back to 31st, throw in Zach Wilson because I know they kind of need a backup, or throw in next year's second, you know, try to get Brandon Aiyuk, and also we can still pick up offensive lineman, you know, late in the first round. Or I know the Vikings are not really looking for a backup, but try to get rid of Zach Wilson also there, or a second, you know, next year, try to get JJ over, you know, some other options like that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think, you know, it's going to be hard to move out, you know, Zach Wilson, but I do like your idea of the pick swap for Brandon Aiyuk, dropping back. You know, it's a far way to go, but if you're getting a star wide receiver out of it, and then you get a swing at, you know, who knows, maybe there's a tackle or something there that you like. I don't know. I might take a swing on that. That's not a bad thought.
Yeah, that, or also, you know, dropping back a couple spots, you know, Brock Bowers still might be on the board, if not receiver, and also tackle or guard, you know, Fuaga, Fatanu. Well, I'm not sure, or Fatanu would be there around like 16, but, you know, if we get lucky, we've been getting lucky this free agency, so we might get lucky in the draft, you know.
That's right. Fingers crossed. I like it. The Jets have options. I think that's the biggest thing here. Love it.
Appreciate the call, man. I was about to head into the gym, but I saw the news. I'm like, gotta hop into the live, say something, you know.
I appreciate you hopping in. Call again.
No problem, man. Have a good one.
You too. All right, let's go. Nate is in his car too. He's up next. Nate, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing good. What are you thinking?
I'm ecstatic. I am ecstatic, man.
You should be, dude.
Yeah, I think this is the best.
Receiver.
Absolutely. I mean, I think like since I can't remember how many live streams it was ago, but I called in with you talking about how Joe Douglas just basically sitting on his tail, not doing nothing. And I mean, as soon after that, I mean, I feel like you open Twitter, there's new Jets news. So I love it. I feel like Joe set us up in a beautiful position to go into the draft with and take best player available. So
exactly. That's I think the best part. You don't have to go into the draft with a major need. You could take, as you said, best player available. That's right.
Yeah, there's a responsible side of me that wants us to trade back, pick up a second round pick, and draft Troy Fautanu, and stash him on the offensive line because he's going to play. Somebody's going to get hurt. I mean, that's football. And then there's the other part of me that's like, Brock Bowers is shiny.
Yes.
so, but yeah, man, I'm ecstatic about it.
Good stuff, Nate. I appreciate you checking in with us, and call back again.
Sure, man.
Love it. Good stuff there. Dom is up next. Dom, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, nothing much, man. I'm just kind of excited, but also a little bit just wondering what your thoughts are about the AFC East and the conference right now. Just like, do you see us having made the best move so far in the conference, and whether or not other teams are actually kind of on the downswing? I kind of feel like the Bills are on the downswing. I kind of feel like the Dolphins are a little bit on the downswing, especially given some of the Tyreek Hill news that's been coming out recently too. So.
Yeah, specifically in the division in the AFC East, I haven't really loved what the Bills or Dolphins have done. I think they've lost a lot of key players on both sides of the ball. Buffalo, you know, they end up winning the division, but they weren't really all that great last year. And, you know, they're another year older now and lose some guys, you know, especially on the defense. They've lost a lot on that defense. And, you know, for Miami, God knows what's going to happen with Tyreek Hill. It seems like another story pops up just about every other day. It's tough, but I don't know if they've gotten much better. So obviously all of this is contingent on health. Like Aaron Rodgers has to be healthy. The line has to stay healthy. And, some things have to break right. But to me, there's no reason that the Jets can't be competitive in this division next year and really push to win the thing.
That's what I'm thinking too. I feel like it's our division to really lose this year more than any other year. So, hey, let's go, JETS.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And right now the Jets probably are at a pretty good price if you want to throw some money on it. They're not going to be the favorite. Buffalo's probably still the favorites. And then I think Miami's right there, but Jets have as good of a shot as any of them. So I think I like their chances for the division, man.
Same here. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Dom. Appreciate it. Then we got not NYJ Matt. No NYJ Matt. What's going on?
What's up? How are you doing?
I am doing well. Excited about this Mike Williams signing. Assuming you feel the same way.
Oh yeah, I just took my eyes off Twitter for like 20 minutes, and I checked back, and Jets Twitter is exploding with sandwiches, and it's a great time. I really can't believe it.
No,
the contract is just so good for us.
Yeah, it's just the 1 year deal up to 15 million. So, the 15 million is not going to be the cap hit on it. I'm curious to see what it ends up coming in at. But, I think this is, there's some risk involved with it coming off the injury, but being it, only a 1 year deal, I think it was absolutely worth it to take the swing on this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope it comes out to like that Tyron Smith structure, where it's heavily incentivized on playing time. That would work out well for us.
Yeah, exactly. I love that deal for Tyron Smith. And, the wording on his was up to 20, and then his cap hit, I believe, is like 12 and change. It came out today. So I would think that you're probably, I don't know, 8, 9, maybe 10 million range, somewhere around that, with, heavily incentivized based on either playing time or catches, touchdowns, all that stuff. So, I think it was a wise choice to add him in here, and who knows, they might not even be done at the position.
Right. Also, I would like to formally apologize because I called into your show around week 4, and I was telling you or telling the Jets to quote, let Zach cook. And I take that back. That was an egregious take by me.
That's okay. I get it. Unfortunately, unfortunately, it didn't work out, and then we hopefully just cut ties, move on, and that'll be a thing in the past. And I won't hold that one against you. I've had some bad takes in my day. Hopefully, you just have more hits than misses, so I won't give you too much hate for that one.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Good
I'm
stuff.
a happy Jets fan. Thanks for accepting the call.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff, man. Thanks for calling in. There we go. Love it. Look at this. 500 people in here. I appreciate you. Please make sure to leave a like if you're just joining in. We are happy to share that the New York Jets has had this is a good stat from Zach Rosenblatt. Can I put this up on the screen? I think we might like this one. By the way, I'm not NYJ Matt. There's some big confusion that I am NYJ Matt. I'm not. I'm Matt O'Leary. NYJ Matt is a different person. But Zach Rosenblatt tosses up notable Mike Williams stat as he joins the Jets. He has 1 drop in his last 23 games and 1 in his last 160 targets overall. Oh, what a nice welcome change that is. And the first comment is Lazard is shaking. Good stuff. Back to the phone lines. NY Jack is calling in. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Happy to be here. Huge fan. This is fucking awesome, man. I'm so excited about this. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for calling in. Obviously we're excited, but initial reaction to Mike Williams here?
I mean, it's just an absolute stud. When this guy's on the field, he's a total game changer. We've been talking about his contested catching ability. We've been talking about how he pairs alongside a wide receiver 1. He's doing it with Keenan Allen for all those years with the Chargers. But the one thing that I'm really, really happy about is when you look at what Joe Douglas is doing versus what past GMs have been doing, because let's face it, if it doesn't work out this year, Joey D and Saleh are probably gone. And a lot of times we've seen with past GMs where they've gone out and laid out these ridiculous contracts for free agents. We saw it with Le'Veon Bell, Tremaine Johnson, all these other guys where you just saw these moves out of desperation. And now we have so much flexibility to do so much fun stuff in the draft. And we know how Joey D can cook in the draft. I mean, the dude has really barely missed. I mean, let's face it, we're Jets fans. We know how badly we normally miss in the draft. So, I mean, it's exciting, man. It's really exciting. And I'm just let that man cook. And I got good feelings about this year, man. It's awesome.
Now, where do you want them to go in the draft now? Do you want another playmaker? Would you rather go offensive line? What's your feel?
I think it just depends on what everybody else is doing right now. Again, we're in a position where we can kind of wait and see if we can get a guy like Latham or Fuaga to fall to us, and there's no real, top tier receiver talent on the board. This receiver draft is absolutely stacked. We can get another guy in like the 70s where I think we have our next pick. Or if we want to trade back, and I like a dude even like Leggett from South Carolina. He's a freaking stud. So again, there's just so many opportunities here, but ideally, I'd like to see tackle just because we need the depth, and Aaron Rodgers could throw to some dude in the practice squad and probably go for 4,500 yards. So again, we've freaking Aaron Rodgers. That's just a huge change for everything. So just protect that man and let's go Jets, baby. We're lit, man. We're lit.
It's about time. NY Jack, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Love it. Rudy's up next. Rudy, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Matt?
What do you think? What do you feel about this signing?
I just had a heart attack. I'm at the gym right now. I was on the stairs, and there's like TVs up top, and I saw the Mike Williams news. I just had a heart attack, man. Big news, man. Big news. Gives us flexibility to draft now.
Yep.
I think we can trade back, give somebody like the Broncos, the Vikings, our number 10. I know they're looking for a quarterback. Go back a little bit, get a Marius Mims, give him like a project, let him learn behind all the veterans and all that stuff. And then I don't think we'll get a second. We'll get a third out of it. So we'll have like 2/3. Trade it. I think we can use that draft capital, get in the second, get like one of the big wide receivers. Like I like McConkey from Georgia.
I like him too. I hope
Yeah, so have him, be wide receiver 3. Have Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson. Oh, man, it's crazy, man. It's really crazy.
It's awesome. And the best thing, that would push Alan Lazard down the depth chart a little bit too, which
we can release him at this point. I really don't care about him anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, let me get back to the gym, man. But
love
big
it.
fan
Thank
of
you,
you. I appreciate you. Let's go Jets, man.
Love it. Good stuff. Thank you to Rudy for calling in. Don't want him to have a heart attack up on the stairs. We want to make sure that he's all right going up on the stairs. Mr. Flash, he says, Mike Williams, let's go. Also, did you see the MC2 tweet? Yes. Michael Carter II will pull it up. By the way, I know that we might still have some confusion, but it wasn't. I'm not NYJ Matt, but he did tweet out, NYJ Matt is a legend, which is the case. I am a big, let it be known, I am a big NYJ Matt fan. I think he does phenomenal work on Twitter. The podcast that he does with NYJ Mike is so much fun. They're two good guys, and I love that he's getting the credit for this. And I think Sauce Gardner had a tweet too. I'll pull that up. Sauce Gardner's tweet says, "Yes, sir," with the bag and Mike Williams Photoshop behind it. It's so funny. So funny. Alex asked, did we overpay? I don't think so. It's going to, again, really the money that you want, that you care about is the cap hit. The up to 15 million doesn't mean anything, because that's not what his cap hit's going to be. For instance, the Tyron Smith signing was listed as 1 year up to $20 million. And then his cap hit comes in at 12 and change. So if you're looking at, I don't know, $15 million, but maybe 8 of it is on the salary cap, then that's right around where I thought he would be. A heavy incentive lace deal. I'm fine with it. I think that's the right way to go. Gary Jets Forever 80 says, I'd be telling Lazard restructure or trade. They apparently wanted to move him in a trade and no one bit because of that contract. Restructuring him kind of just kicks the can down the road. I think, unfortunately, with Lazard, you're going to be stuck with him this year, and you hope that he maybe has a little bit of a resurgence with Aaron Rodgers, but as like the 4th option or 5th option on the receiving chart. And then you just cut him after the season. You move on that way. I think that's our most likely scenario here in this spot. But I'm with you. I would much rather just move on. I just don't think that's super likely. Mr. Flashy says Mike Williams had one East Coast sandwich and said, "I'm not fucking leaving." Leonardo DiCaprio voices. I'm not fucking leaving. And it worked. Listen, I said it. I'm not, number one, celiac, so I can't really have these sandwiches anymore. But if I had a gluten-free version, let's say, I've never had Taylor ham before. I'm a Long Island guy, not a Jersey guy. So I'm a bacon enthusiast. So I'd go bacon, egg, and cheese, but Taylor ham, pork roll, whatever you want to call it. But you're right. The East Coast breakfast sandwich, you got to get your $1 Arizona iced tea in the can, and you are ready to rock and roll. And my favorite part is he had 2 meetings to go, and then he just canceled it. He was like, "Hey, I don't need to go to Carolina. What are they going to offer me? The same contract, and I get to play with Bryce Young? Pass." And then after that, I'm going to go play with Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh? Pass. I'll take my 1-year deal with Aaron Rodgers. Hope I put up 900 yards and 8 touchdowns, and then cash in again on a big contract. Wow, Shadow Realm says, as a Long Island guy, only T-hams all season long. Okay. He's a T-ham guy. I love the reaction online's been absolutely fantastic. It's been great. Online on Twitter. Good for NYJ Matt. Now, we have people debating whether or not they should trade up for Marvin Harrison Jr. or Neighbors or stay put. There's so many options in the draft, which I think was what everyone was discussing in the call-ins was, wow, like the Jets have options now. They're not forced into doing this one thing. Mike Williams, a vertical guy. He adds an element to the Jets offense. Here we go. Next gen stats puts it in and says Mike Williams accumulated 108 receiving yards on vertical routes before tearing his ACL in week 3. Williams gained 421 yards over expected when on such routes from 2018 to 2022, third most in the NFL. He's a deep threat. Send him long down the field, throw the ball up to him in the end zone, let him cook. That's my plan. That's what I would do with him. Why would they trade up for Harrison? To score all the points and get all the hoes. That's why. Because they can, because they have options. It's not the most likely option, but Daniel Jeremiah listed it out in his mock draft, and because we can. How about this? Look at this. Something to get excited about. The New York Jets offense. Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Xavier Gibson, Tyler Conklin, Jeremy Ruckert, Terrence Smith, John Simpson, Joe Tippmann, AVT, Morgan Moses. That Jets offense, if healthy, can be top 5 in the NFL. They also still have a top 10 pick, which could easily very well be used on Brock Bowers. Some real spelling mistakes in this one from our boy Connor Hughes to add another weapon. They have many, many options to do. But look at that. That's starting to look like an NFL offense. Even our guy Nathaniel Hackett, if he gets his grubby mitts on it still might be okay. Peter up in the beautiful Hudson Valley says, scenarios, trade up 20%, stay put 30%, but trade down 50%. I think trade down's a little bit too high. I'm not against that thought process, Peter. I think that's the move, but I don't know who would be wanting to move up to 10, especially if JJ McCarthy's off the board in the top 5 or 6 at worst to the Giants. So I would be all about the trade down. I did that in my most recent mock draft, moved down a few spots, land Troy Fontenot. But it's easier said than done. So I don't think I would probably do like trade up 20, stay put. Yeah, maybe flip it. Stay put, it'll be 50 or 45, and then trade down would be like 30, 35%, something like that. Ryan says the difference a week makes. Everyone wanted JD's head by this time last Monday, and now we're jumping for joy. 7 days. Sometimes 7 days just makes all the difference in the world. Colin says, I know you do a million mock drafts to cover all scenarios, but what do you want to see happen the most? I would say what I would like to see done the most would be trade back a few spots, land either Talisi Fuaga or you also could land Troy Fontenot. And then in the second round, I'd be looking to grab either Roman Wilson or Ricky Pearsall. I think that'd be my favorite. Matt, you didn't use the breaking news sound. I didn't. Oh my God. I was so excited. I forgot. We got to hit the breaking news sound effect.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Good stuff. Bo Nix. No, not Bo Nix. Come on now. I don't want to see the Jets go Bo Nix. Unless you're saying someone want to trade up for Bo Nix, Dave, then I take it back. Then I will take back my my misguided reaction, if that's what you were saying. Mr. Flashy comes back and says, Matt, every year a top prospect that is supposed to go high always falls for some reason. Which prospect can you see falling for no reason at all? Kind of like how Johnson fell to us at 26. I would say maybe not all the way to 10 though. Because they would still have to move. Like, would Olu Fashanu count or Roma Dunze? Maybe one of those two guys. I get Roma Dunze or Olu are going to be my guesses who could fall at 10. Brock Bowers, I don't think I would classify as a fall to 10. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know. Let's go Rangers. They look good tonight. I meant to click on Peters by accident, but I put up the Let's Go Rangers. I hope my Islanders win tonight and keep their playoff hopes alive. Peter says JD started his St. Patrick's Day celebration late Friday, and look what it got us. Let's go. Yeah, he started it on Friday with a big signing of Tyrone Smith. Things you just absolutely love to see on that one. What's Luke McCaffrey's round projection? I believe the 4th, somewhere on the mid rounds. I'm thinking of the movie Major League. We're contenders now. The Jets are going to be competitive, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're due for a fun New York Jets season. It's been a very, very long time but that we've seen that. 2015 was the last winning season. That's a long time ago. 2015 is a long time ago. And the last time they made the playoffs was 2010. Red Shrimper says you could trade down in round 1 and still get Bowers if you think that's the guy. Maybe. I think the Colts at 15 probably would take him. We can go back to the call lines. We got another caller on the line. Jack is up next. Jack, what's going on, man?
Maybe. I think the Colts at 15 probably.
Can you hear me?
Would take it.
No, he popped out. That was good. Great stuff. What else do we got in here? A couple more. We don't have to go crazy long today. I can see Jaden Daniels falling and someone trading up to 9 for him. Bears only have 4 picks this year. Is that true? I guess it's true. I don't think Ryan would just make that up, but that's something that I didn't realize. We could bring up Chicago's picks this year. They have, let's see. Oh yeah. 1, 9, 75, and 122. They have a first, a second, a third, and a fourth. Oh, no second. I'm sorry. 2 first, 1 third, and a fourth. Possibly. Maybe they do move down. Just a couple more reactions here to this one. Let's see what we got going on here. Everyone's pumped up today. This is what the updated wide receiver group looks like. Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Xavier Gibson, Jason Brownlee, and Alan Lazard. They obviously need to add a little bit more there. But I'm refreshing the feed and getting all the reactions here. Jet Press tweets it out. It's Taylor Ham, baby. Oh, goodness gracious. These are the days where I just absolutely love Jets Twitter and being a Jets fan. The Taylor Ham worked. Guys, at 8:00, I will be on with Ryan and Green Bean for Talking Jets. We will be reacting to the latest news. Mike Williams is a New York Jet. Don't miss out on that. I got to edit the podcast. I recorded it, so it's going to be slightly dated because, of course, this is the time of year, baby. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me a little bit, reacting to the latest news. Make sure to tune in to Talking Jets. That's going to do it for me on here. I'm Matt. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you guys next time.